The governor has warned Permanent Secretary aided legality in the state will soon face consequences. Governor Fubara said this during the swearing-in ceremony of new Permanent Secretary Austin Izard at the government house on Friday.
For every one of you here, you said, who were involved in illegality. When I say illegality, I'm not talking about the issue of the emergency rule or the situation, but not guiding them to do what is right, supporting those things that are not the standard of civil service. Your punishment will be prepared. Those things follow the more process, and that you have been. I'm sorry for you. The records will be there, and at the right time, I will be bringing them up one after the other against you.
Governor Fubara commended the new appointee for his uprightness and charged him to continue to do the right thing.
This appointment that you got today is because you choose to be a professional. You, the new permanent secretary, I don't want to tell them any story about you, but I'm very sure a good number of you know that he stood his ground as a professional. So I want to commend you and to request that now that you're also a permanent secretary, you're going to work with us, do the right thing. If I call you to do what is wrong, go outside and shout with evidence. But I know it can never happen.
The governor also directed the head of service to assign the new permanent secretary his role immediately. Now to court matters, the Federal High Court in Abuja has dismissed a suit seeking the refund of all the River State funds released, appropriated, and expended by the administration of the sole administrator in River State. The presiding judge, Justice James Omotosho, on Thursday ruled that it is only the Supreme Court that has the exclusive jurisdiction to determine the legality of the state of emergency. The incorporated trustees of Reeves Bridge filed a suit against President Tinubu, the federal government, Attorney General of the Federation, the Accountant General of the Federation, the Central Bank of Nigeria, and IBAS. In a related development, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, says it received a petition asking it to investigate how River State former sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, handled the state's money while in office. The petition was sent by a lawyer only a few days after Ibas administrator on September 18. The spokesperson of ICPC, Demola Kare, claimed that the document received the petition had already been sent to ICPC's legal department for proper review. Just last Wednesday, Ibas was in Aso Rock, Abuja, for a closed-door meeting with President Bola Tinubu. Also present at that meeting were the chairman of EFCC, Ola Olukoyode, and the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Adu. That meeting happened only 3 days after Ibas refused the request of the River State House of Assembly to probe how he spent funds during his 6 months in charge. So far, the presidency has not released any official statements about the purpose of that meeting with President Tinubu. Beyond the investigations, legal experts are weighing in on whether many of the cases against the emergency rule will even survive in court. A lawyer in Port Harcourt, Dr. Innocent Eku, says some of the court cases against the 6-month emergency rule declared by President Bola Tinubu may not succeed. Dr. Eku, in an interview with correspondent Soibiru Wari, said unless the charges are changed to directly question the constitutional powers of the president, many of them may be dismissed.
In law, there is a principle that is highly considered by court of record, and that is the principle of considering a case to have become academic, to have lost life. In the case of the emergency rule has happened and has been called off. So all the matters that borders on emergency rule haven't ended. Most of them have become academic and will be struck out by the courts.
Dr. Eku also warned that other cases challenging appointments made by the former sole administrator of the state may face the same problem in court.
Statutory appointees that the Rivers government had appointed then and brought in people on its whim and caprices. If such matter was in court, now the governor is back. The governor has power to recall all his previous appointees. So you will see that that type of issue before the court will lose some validity in the sense that the person who has power to appoint, to nullify, to reappoint is now live and in office.
The lawyer further accused the Supreme Court of failing in its duty to defend both the Constitution and the people by delaying rulings on the emergency rule.
It is expected that the courts will treat such matter with speed, and the courts themselves are not finding courage to defend the Constitution. The attitude of the Supreme Court, who shied away from hearing those matters and making pronouncements one way or the other. They just kept silent. This is the worst betrayal that the Supreme Court have done to the Nigerian society and, in fact, the Nigerian Constitution. They went docile and failed to treat those matters with expediency.
Meanwhile, coordinator of the PILEX Center, Courage Inseremovu, says the case his group filed is different. He insisted